It is so crazy to me that this gorgeous Snow White limited edition doll is still in stock on Disney Store Asia. She's sold out everywhere else, and she's even got some crazy pricing over on eBay, but she's still in stock in Asia, which is just mind-blowing. Her packaging is really pretty. I love how it's silver on the front and then gold on the inside. However, I do hate these magnetic flaps, and I do hate that the box is just closed off because for displaying, it's just not that great. And it takes up an obnoxious amount of space. I really miss the old limited edition doll boxes where they were just rectangles that were flat. One of the flaps does include a certificate of authenticity, and I've got number 3,114 out of 7,700 total. I love that the certificates are always wrapped carefully in a layer of plastic to keep them from getting damaged and scratched up. This doll was released to honor her 85th anniversary for the movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I love how it looks. It features her as the bride celebrating her happily ever after, and she does have her iconic red lips. She's also got hair black as ebony and skin white as snow. I do honestly feel like an ivory dress might have worked a little bit better because the white just kind of washes her out, but it still looks great. Like, it's just a very minor complaint that I would have loved to see her in an ivory dress. I don't know, as a pretty pale person myself, I've noticed that if I wear white, it really washes me out, and for someone who's known for having skin white as snow, I just don't think it makes a lot of sense to also have a very white dress. I would have loved to see some more gold detailing on it as well, at the very least to make it a little more enticing, and I don't know, like, it's still a beautiful design, but it would have probably been more interesting to have it be a little less white. I do like the background, and it is interesting that they chose to make it look washed out because the doll herself is pretty washed out and lacking some color, so having a background that also lacks color just creates a situation where you have an underuse of color and just too much white. The red accents are really beautiful though. I love them on the sleeves and in her hair. I really like Disney's story dolls for not featuring plastic ties, and it is just so crazy to me that for limited edition dolls, we're still getting holes left behind from plastic ties. Like, you would think that they would start out with really putting in value for the collector dolls and making sure that they arrive perfect and are not ever damaged from unboxing. And yet, Playline dolls tend to have better packaging than actual collector dolls. They're really pesky, and it really saddens me because the dress on itself is really gorgeous, just maybe not the best for Snow White herself, but it still really is a gorgeous piece. And the fact that it gets holes left behind is so tragic, because I have had a couple dolls where the holes just got wider over time, and it's really hard to patch them up. Like, there's really no way to fix them other than just to ignore them and pretend that they don't exist. Which, for a collector doll with a very big collector price, you would kind of expect more. And over on the back, I absolutely hate these. There's metal ties, plastic tabs, and tape used. I just feel like there has to be a better way, and something a little more environmentally friendly too. And maybe as a bonus, it would be a little easier to get out. She's got a really nice hairstyle. I love the fact that her hair at the very top is in a braid and there's curls at the bottom. The curls are really well done. They are pretty gelled up, but I don't mind that because it retains their shape perfectly in this case. And she does have a nice, fairly thick veil with some trimming at the bottom. It's a really cute touch. I love the roses on the sides. I think that they're perfect. And she does also have really nice earrings that match her piece on the dress. I love that they're so dangly. Her makeup is very subtle and so gorgeous. I do feel like they could have added just a little bit more blush though. She does have the new and significantly improved Disney princess hands. They look so much better than the previous Ellie dolls. They're just a lot daintier and way more fitting for a princess. There is a gold accent at the top of her chest and it lines her perfectly. I feel like it just really adds a touch of color. I really love her puffed sleeves and the fact that they extend all the way down. They kind of remind me of a fancy curtain. And just like with the veil, they do have a really nice trim towards the edges. It's really nice and pulls together the entire look and makes it look very coordinated. As with all Disney dolls, the bodice is a separate piece from the skirt, so even though it is supposed to be a dress, they are two pieces and pretty easy to separate. I like that because it means that the dress is really easy to get off and you don't really risk damaging the entire thing when you're taking off one article of clothing. And this embroidery is so beautiful. I love the use of gemstones in it as well. And once again, we do see that familiar trim going all the way around the bottom of the dress. And her dress is multi-layered. There is like a fully white layer at the bottom and the top layer is more of a mesh. She does have white heels with a fair amount of details. I really like the addition of bows. What do you think of this doll?